Hello and welcome to yet another yapping. Today I'm going to talk about trains again. I have done it before, and this should be actually Trains 3 because I've been doing it together with rsmalec as well in our Chapping series. But we're discussing the real trains. Now I'm going to go to the model trains. Mainly because it is a spin-off. If you like trains, you like every type of trains, including the wooden ones and the model ones. And I know for a fact that CPM 4001 and me, we have the same interest, but we also have the same problems. Let's begin from the beginning. I should probably start by showing you what I have put down on the floor somewhere, well, perhaps like 10 years ago. My son has always been fancy of trains up to a point where suddenly, I think it was women, but I'm not totally sure, something else took his interest. He's never played any games with trains that I know of, and suddenly I realized, neither have I. I haven't done that. And that was strange. I might get back to train games later on in another yapping, but for now we keep them away. This was what we had, and we also have Swedish trains. We had the Swedish RC engine. This one, in the real life, I actually had made some fan covers for the real ones of these. And then we also have one of these little diesel engines. Now these two engines is actually made by Märklin, and they also use the Delta system. And the Delta system means that I can drive 4 different Delta engines at the same tracks at the same time. I can stop and go and so on back, depending on which one I'm using. That's cool, sort of. But that's about it. Because when it comes to model trains, I am so ambivalent. And I think this goes with any miniatures that you are doing. Because why are you doing miniatures? Why are you doing model trains? Why aren't you helping out building the big steam engines up at the museums and stuff? No. The models or the miniatures, we can control them. At any time in our life, we can go in and it's us who are the boss. We can control them, we can do whatever we want with them, and we do that. And the need for control actually decides how much you spend on this. So there is some place in me that says, I'm not that much in for having control. I've got pretty good control of the rest of my life, so I really don't need it. At the same time, it would be so fun to have just a little one, a little thing to go around doing. There are 3 things, and CPM knows exactly what we need. Money. It costs a lot. The first train I showed you, the RC train, the engine, it cost 2,200 crowns, Swedish crowns. I suspect that is around $250 to $80. And believe me, that is a lot of money. I can buy a whole car in Sweden for that money. A real car, that is. Almost. If you put those 2 engines I showed you together, I would probably get a very good car even. So money is one object, of course. And then it's space. Because even if I start with a small place, very soon we want to build it bigger. And now it needs space. And of course, if you have a house and you have a cellar, you can just take it down into the basement and put them up all over the basement. Yes, the whole cellar is full of trains and stuff, and yeah. But that costs even more, so it's all back to money again. And then it's time. because you have to build all these things, and you don't you don't do that at a coffee break, I can tell you that much. And then suddenly you are expanding perhaps a little bit more, and suddenly you are all over the place, and this takes even more time. If you're trying to make yourself an engineer or something like that, like CPM is doing, or history professor or whatever he is, you don't have time to do this. So perhaps we should just start with this and keep at it. And then we have the second thing about these things. And that goes again for any miniature. If I'm collecting any type of miniatures at all, why am I doing it? What can I get out of it? Now, for these moving stuff, you can also have car tracks and stuff. Of course you can. You control them and you make them go around and around and around. And once you have done that a couple of weeks, you're probably pretty fed up with it. And then you suddenly realize, this is in my way, I just want to remove it, take it out of here, yes. And once you've done that, you regret that, and yeah, back and forth, back and forth. I really can't see, well, once I've built it, it's there, and then it's no fun anymore. I mean, I'm all for the journey. I'm not much of a result man myself, because once I have done it, it's not fun anymore. It's getting there that is the fun part. Now, with a model train, you can keep on going forever. And, of course, you can keep on building forever as well. But is it really fun to just drive around, making sure that the trains don't collide? Well, perhaps some of you will actually make them collide. But once you've done that, that's about it. Of course, there are people who are making timetables and are going down, making sure that they are driving the trains on time and making sure that other trains stop and stuff. But yeah, once you've done that a couple of weeks, you've done it. It's like seeing the same movie every night for 3 weeks. You probably are rather fed up with it. And if it's... I don't know. No, I can't really see it. And it feels like I have better things to do. I love model trains. Don't misjudge that. But I can't see myself spending the rest of my life keeping up building stuff just to drive a train a couple of minutes. No, that's not really me. Perhaps if we could do it in Minecraft, but no, can't do. Now, are you doing any miniatures or modeling or anything and have some other ideas? Because I know people who are collecting Barbie dolls and all those clothing and stuff, and that's also collection, of course. But is there anything else one can do? Otherwise, I think this is... I think I'll take a female look at this and say, nah, it's not for me. Really, it shouldn't be for me. Thanks for listening. Bye.